Hi guys, I am Asif Ali and you're watching CGHOW video, and today I have created this door that opening on this character third person player. But the thing is, this door is a particle. This is a Niagara particle which is also behaving on third person. You can see it's opening and closing. So let's start this tutorial.
CGHOW. CGHOW.
First of all, subscribe my YouTube channel and also click on bell icon so you will receive all new video notification. So as you can see, all these three particles behaving for this character. And yesterday I created a tutorial on normalized distance range where we can have a distance from 2 points, whether particle position or second position, anything. So I used that same normalized distance range to open this door for the character. And now if you had any query for that video, I'll clear that here, so you will have better understanding how this works. Okay, so if I select this door and control E for edit, you can see this is the particle system. Okay, and let me just start it again for you. So I'll just create a folder and call it test, and I'll create a fountain. This is my fx test, and I will put this whole project in my Patreon so you can download and check, or you can replace your door if you want. So first I need just one particle, and I will use just once a spawn and use the spawn burst one particle, and life will be infinite. I'm just checking it out, and I'll use the mesh, and I have already mesh for this. So let's type door, and in this door my pivot is, let me show you the pivot here. So when I will rotate it, it will rotate from here, not the center. So if your mesh have the center pivot, you can add it in Maya or any 3D software, or you can also add it pivot point here in your Niagara. So if you don't have that, you can add it. Okay, so I have a door which has infinite life, and let's rename it door, and then I will duplicate this, and this is my frame. So frame, just to put the frame here, and although it will nothing with that, so I'll just change the frame, and frame has the same pivot, so that's why they are now on the same place when I'm using in two particles. So same pivot here. Okay, so you can see these two emitters have aligned automatically because of the same pivot. Okay, now we don't have anything to work on frame. Let's put aside, and on door, let's say I'm just adding one more sprite here, and let's say I'll use the material, and this is just a basic material, and this sprite will generate here because my center point of the emitter is here. And let me just make this bright so it will be visible properly, and let me increase the size also. So I have this sprite. So first we will see when my character player will come near to this door, this sprite should change the color. And if this will change the color, then we will use same settings to open this door. So first, let's say I'll take color again in update, and I'll take the Lerp like I did yesterday in the yesterday video, and I put two colors. One is red and second is green. And if I make it one, it is green, it is red, it is green, it is red. Okay, now I will use distance, so normalized distance range, and I have two positions. So first position start position, second is my end position. So what I will do, I will just connect this with owner position. Owner position means this system, this Niagara particle system where it is placed. So the position, you can see this arrow when I'm selecting this. So this position, okay, wherever you put this will take this position, starting position. And end position will be my player position, so I will make it user parameter, and this has a very long name, so I will just add it pp player position for now. And let me just make it player position because that will be easier for you to understand. Player position, okay, this is my player position location in this vector, and this is the distance. So let's say for now I don't know exactly how much range I require, but let's say 200, because in previous effect I used 200. So now I have 200, and if I use this user parameter, it is 0 0, so it's making it red. And if I move this, it's making it green after 200 because my range is 200 distance. So let's make it 0 again, and I'll just put this door here, and let's also make this local if it is not. It is not local, so let's make it local. So I have this door now here. I will just move it here, and now this particle is green, and I want my mesh. So before mesh, before this player, let's create a sphere here, and I'll make it 0.2. And first I will try with this sphere if this green is changing the color or not. Then we will use our player. So in blueprint, I have already some blueprints. I'm not using that. I'm creating again. Okay, so this is the event tick. So first I'm clicking on this Niagara and taking the reference of it, and then I'm clicking on this sphere, making it movable, and also take the reference of it. And I want to set Niagara variable and vector, and this vector name has player position. Okay, and the value should be my sphere location for now, actor location, and this should check every tick and just compile. And for now I will not play, I will simulate it and see if it is working or not. It is not seems to work. Let me just copy this name and paste if I have not typed it properly. Compile and let me check the values. Okay, this is owner position, this is play position 200, and right now you can see if I copy this value and paste on my sphere, so now my sphere y and actually all three axes are same with this. But if you see, this is 7 9, okay, let it make 800, and also this sphere 800. So if I move it to 1000, it should change the color because my range was 200. If you remember here, it is 200. So let's make it like 1000 for now and play. It's changing color when it comes very near. You can see it's changing the color. You can change that distance. You can change it easily. So now let's not use this. I'll just stop this and delete this, and I'll select this character, and in blueprint I will select the reference, then get the mesh of this character and get location, get world location, and connect this here. And see now if player changing that sprite color or not. So this is my, it is changing, so it is working. And now how to rotate the door. So if you use initialize position rotation, it will not work, and if you use update rotation, it will continuously rotating it because it is connected with delta time. So what I'll do, I'll just make a scratch pad, and here I will use mesh rotation. I will set mesh rotation, and I will use Euler to Quaternion, and it show you yaw, pitch and roll. And if you say XYZ, this is your X, this is your Y, and yaw is your Z. And I will make a custom vector, call it my rotation, and then I'll break this, and this is my X, this is my Y, and this is my Z, and hit apply. And now here if I just stop this, you can say I can rotate it, so 90 degree return back. Okay, so now if I break this and make this Lerp and make this 90 and 0, and you can see this will change the rotation, this alpha. So now I can use same distance field, distance range, just copy this from here and paste this here in this alpha and hit apply and play. So now it is opening, but not much because it again come back when player is moving. So I'll just make it more like 150, so it will open fully. See, and when player pass through, it again close. And now if you want to duplicate your door, you can just duplicate it and place it anywhere, like alt and drag, and you can also rotate this and again. And now you need to select both and take the reference again, not together. Select this one, take the reference, and then select this one, take the reference, and connect with the same Niagara variable because all these particle system are same. And now if I play, it is working, it is working, it is working. So you can see this distance range is very useful. You can do almost anything, and not just rotating thing. You can change the size, you can change the parameter, color, dynamic parameter, material, mesh. You can change anything by distance. So this is cool thing. And now this door is not working because I have removed that event tick. So I will use sequence, and one for here and one for my above blueprint, and now all door will work. So that's it. I hope this was new and you learned something new. So don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel CGHOW. Thanks for watching, keep learning, and bye bye.